Hello, welcome to Wednesday's Functional Fitness A class. Those of you that are regulars will know that I've changed and made an A class, A class one week, which is just one set of exercises, and the B class the second week, which is just a different set of exercises, just to mix it up and keep it a bit more special and things. Right, if you're new, you're going to need a chair without arms. If you have one, an exercise band, and also a couple of tins of, I've got tomatoes, other foodstuffs are available. Or you can have weights if you want. But not everybody has weights, not everybody wants to buy weights. When you start exercising, one of the reasons I like the bands rather than the weights when you first start is that they're more versatile. So you can choose the tension on the band. So as you get stronger, you can increase the tension. Whereas if you're using weights, you've got to buy new weights, and it can become expensive, and they're not easy to transport either. Anyway, so that's all the equipment that you need. If you don't have the band, it doesn't matter. Just do the arm actions. I'll show you what to do, or the leg actions. I'm just going to put those down there for a moment. If you cannot stand at all, if you are chair-based, then most of the exercises can be done in a chair. You may have limited mobility and want to do some of the exercises in the chair. That's absolutely fine as well. I'll show you how they can be. Sometimes it's obvious how they can be adapted. If you're doing arm exercises, obviously you just sit and do the arm exercises. If you can stand at all, it's better to stand, because standing without you even knowing it works your core, it strengthens your legs, and it's good for your balance. So it is better if you can stand, but if you can't, it doesn't matter. We're going to do 12 repetitions of each exercise. If you can't do 12 repetitions, that's fine as well. Just do as many as you can. What I don't want to happen is for you to start the class, do 12 of everything, feel absolutely exhausted and think, oh, I'm not ever doing that again. Just do what you can, and then 12 is something to aim for. The class is in 3 parts. There's a warm-up, a main body of the exercise, and then there's stretching at the end. I think that's all I have to tell you. That was 3 minutes. I don't like to talk too much at the beginning. I like talking, and I talk all the way through the class, but I don't like to talk too much at the beginning, because when I go on to a YouTube thing and people are talking and talking and talking, I think, oh, shut up. So we're going to start with a warm-up, and we'll just start by, I'm just going to put the camera down slightly. One day I might have high-tech equipment, you know. So I'm going to just put it up a smidge as well. It's just judging where it should be is quite difficult. Yay! So we're going to start just by walking on the spot, or marching on the spot. Do a slightly exaggerated swing with your arms, just to get your shoulders mobilized. So this is the warm-up, remember. And you don't need to take your feet much off the ground. We're not going to be doing this type thing. Just nice and easy. And then when we do this, it gives me a chance to think, what if anything I've missed out whilst you're exercising. So that's good, isn't it? So we'll do this for a few more seconds. If you can, do it on your toes. If you can't, absolutely fine. But try not to plonk your feet down. Try and be nice and delicate. Place them down. 3, 2, 1. Now, just going to keep on mobilizing these shoulders. So we're going to put your hand on your shoulder, make your arm like a wing, and it sticks out from your body like that at 180 degrees. And imagine you've got a pencil sticking out, and we're going to do big circles, 6 we better do. 6 big circles back. That's 3. Nice range of movement. 4, 5, 6, and then forwards. 1, nice and slow and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to do the same with the other arm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry if your shoulder or your shoulder blades is clicking and clacking. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My shoulders click and clack, so I just assume it's normal. As long as it's not painful, it should be all right. If anything's painful, stop immediately. There's no pain, no gain. It's not true at all. It's not a good thing. Pain is a way of the body telling you to stop because it's in distress. There's pain, not pain, there's discomfort you get from using muscles that you haven't used for a long time, but then there's pain, and you know the difference between the two. Right, we're going to go into a little routine that I do for a warm-up. So we're going to just start with just a heel dig, just like that. That's all it is. But at the same time, you're going to anchor your elbow, and you're going to do a bicep curl, which is the arm movement I'm doing now, with the opposite arm. So you're doing opposite arm and leg. So it's a heel dig with your legs and a bicep curl using your opposite arm. 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do the next one we're going to do is just a step to the side. Prayer hands, and as your leg goes out, push the air away. Try and make sure that your knees still point forwards. Imagine you've got headlights on your knees. None of this is done fast. It's just nice and slow and controlled. And you're pushing the air away rather than sort of flinging your arms out as you would if you were dancing or something. It's pushing the arms out and bringing them in. Although when we do this faster, it does get a bit flingy. 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to just do a step back. And at the same time, the hands are here, like little dinosaur hands. And you're going to push them out. Make sure you're stepping back and not stepping forwards. And as your hands go out, splay your fingers. As they come back, clench them. So you're giving your hands a workout as well. So with this one, your legs, your knees, your hips, your ankles, your calves, your arms, your shoulders, your forearms, your back, everything's being worked. With most of these exercises, these warm-up ones, nearly everything is being worked. They're compound exercises, which means you get a lot of benefit because you're doing sort of 2 or 3 exercises at once. Plus you're having to use your head to think what you're doing. 3, 2, 1. Last one is just a toe tap. So swing your arms. Nice good swing of the arms to get your shoulders mobilized. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to put all that together and do a sort of routine, and that will get you warmed up if you're not warmed up already. But it's really good for your brain because you have to. It's really good for your coordination to remember everything, to remember the sequence, and to remember to do opposite arm and leg or pushing your arms out. So we're going to start quite slowly with. Notice the coat's back. We're going to start quite slowly with a heel dig, and then out to the side, and then back, and then a toe tap. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side. We're going to gradually speed up. Back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, fast, side, back, concentrate, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. If you can't keep up, just do what you can. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Oh, well done. That should get your heart going a little bit as well. Prue, I seem to come in after you've started. How do I get in when you do your intro talk before 11? I don't do my intro talk before 11. Prue, 11 on the dot, I press go live. If you go into my YouTube thing, I sort of do, it's ready to go live, and I do that from 11:15. So you've got 15 minutes to do whatever it is you do. And that 11 on the dot, I press go live. My intro talk is, you've heard it before though, you don't really need the intro talk particularly. I'm not doing it about anything specific, just about the class. But I do start at 11 on the dot. Right, what am I doing? Oh yes, so hopefully you're warmed up. So what we're going to do first of all, this one is seated, so if you are not very good on your legs, this is a good one for you. Now, this one, you're sitting down, and you're sitting sort of not right back, not right forward, just comfortably. Don't use the back of the chair to support yourself. Always use your own muscles and your own back to support yourself. Sitting up nice and straight. And what we're going to do is knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees. Just going to lift, pulling your toe back. You're just going to lift your shin, your lower leg. Your thigh does not raise up. It doesn't come off the chair. In fact, doesn't come off the chair. You won't be able to get your leg, when I say straighten your leg, you don't have to get it parallel to the floor. It just has to be straight. Okay, and that uses your thigh muscles. It's going a bit mad. Are we still there? Right. So, so if you join the class before 11, Prue, you'll be ready for when we start at 11. If you click on at 11, you'll miss the beginning. Right, so we're going to do 12 on each leg. Don't kick it up, don't use momentum, and don't use gravity to pull it down. It's just your thigh muscles that are doing the work. And this is good for strengthening your thigh muscles and the muscles around your knees. So if you've got slightly dodgy knees, strengthening the muscles around the knees is really good. So, sitting up nice and straight. There and down. 1, 2. This seems really easy to begin with. 3. But then as you get through it, you're thinking, ooh. 4. 5. Do it at the same speed as I'm doing it. 6. 7. See, I can feel it there now. 8. Poke your finger into your thigh, you can feel it moving. 9, or just hold your thigh. 10. 11. Oh, 12. That's quite hard, that, isn't it? Right, the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more, 12. Good. I can really feel that on my quadriceps, these big thigh muscles here. Right, we're going to, in a minute, we're going to do a squat, just to give you fair warning. But because you've been using your thigh muscles, we're going to give them a bit of a rest, and we're going to do some boxing. So you want your feet hip width apart. Your hands are here, in here, and you're going straight out like that. You're not going up, you're not going down, you're not cycling. It's just straight out. And we're going to do it in groups of 3, and we're going to do it for 30 seconds, have a bit of a rest, and then another lot for 30 seconds. So if you adopt the position, I'll count us in. When we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Keep it going. Should be nice and tight. I think I'm getting better at this. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Gets you going, that, doesn't it? Gets you quite puffed. Obviously, this can be done sitting down if you need to, but if you don't need to, standing up's better. Right, we're going to go in a bit. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Bounce on your legs. Don't have them stiff like that. Don't hunch your shoulders. My arms are quite tired now. 3, 2, 1. Stop. Woo! The thing is with exercises like that is as you get better at them, they don't get any easier, because as you get better at them, you give them a bit more welly. That's really good for your shoulders and your arms and everything like that. So now, squat. If you want, and this is more difficult, I think, you can just use the chair, standing and sitting. Okay? Because that gives a good squat technique, because you have to go back, because squatting is not this, it's sitting without the chair, and your knees don't go over your toes, go back. You don't have to go right down like that. You can go to there, just as long as your big glute muscles and your thighs are taking the strain. Now, you may feel a little bit unbalanced when you're doing that. So if you want to practice the technique is everything in squatting. You'll get no benefit if the technique's bad, and you might injure yourself. So if you've got a full-length mirror, have a look. I still use the full-length mirror to see if I'm doing correct technique. But you can hold on to the chair. Don't pull it back and just go down. Just practice the technique. And that gives you the security of the chair if you want. Okay? And standing up and down again. It's the bottom that goes out and then standing up again. So your bottom goes out and then you're pushing with these big muscles to get yourself up. So, whichever way you're doing it, sitting to standing in the chair, which is difficult, standing holding the back of the chair, or a free squat, we're going to do 12, aren't we? I'm going to start sideways so that you can see that my knees aren't going over and see the sticking out bottom technique, and then 6 forward, so your knees shouldn't come in like that. Your knees are out like that. Right, on your mark, set, off we go. So we can go down, nice and slowly up. You can do that if you want. Just touch your hands behind your back. 1, 2. I always keep my hands out here just to counterbalance myself. 3. Keep your torso as upright as you can. 4. Imagine you've got eyes looking forward. It's not sort of bowing like that. Is that 5? I lost count. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. If you manage 12, really well done. Makes me puff that. If you didn't, absolutely fine. Gives you something to work to. I would suggest you practice squatting every day. That's my top tip. Once a week isn't really enough. Or twice a week, because we're doing two lots of squatting today, but it's not really enough. So, next one we're doing, my absolute favourite, not. Side bend, feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Side bend is just going down to the side. This is brilliant for your, it's good, quite good for your balance actually, but it's good for your core. If you want to, put your hand above your head, but keep your arms straight so that you're actually engaging the muscles in that arm as well. So, I'm going to do 12 on each side, so, over we go. 1. This one makes me grunt and groan. 2. I'll try not to. 3. You don't have to put your hand above your head. You just do that if you want. 4. And you don't have to get down as far as I am. 5. Or you may be able to go further. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. See that? 2 years of doing 10 repetitions. Can't get used to 12. Other side now. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. One more. 12. Oh, I'm always so glad when that bit's over. Right. Just to reward me for doing side bends, we've got the arms now. I really like these arm ones. You can, if you want, use your tins. But if you don't want to, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use the tins. And the first exercise we do is just raising one arm above your head so that it's in line with your ear. If you can only get it to about there or wherever you can get it, is absolutely fine. Don't ever force it. Just take it to where it wants to go and the back one goes out. So we're just going to alternate them and I'm going to try and keep count up to 12. So that's 1. So far, so good with the counting. 2. 3, nice and slow and controlled. 4. 5. 6. 7. Notice my feet are still hip width apart. 8. This is really good for your back and your posture. 9. Oh, we're doing well with the counting. 10. 11. Oh, last one. 12. Now, without pausing, have the tins put against your thigh. I'm gonna kneel down for this so that you can see what my hands are doing. So we're going to turn your palms outwards so that the tins are facing outwards. Bring them up, touch them above your head, turn again and back down. 1. Turning all the time. Every time. 2. You don't have to kneel, obviously. 3, 4. You can start off with the tins, and then if it gets too much, leave them. 5, 6. If your hands don't touch over your head, that doesn't matter. Just take them as far as they can. I think that's 8. See, I've lost count now. 9, 10, 11. This is increasing your 12. These exercises increase your strength, but also increase the range of movement of your shoulders, which is really important. The last one, now some people find this one quite difficult with the tins, so use your own judgment. You're standing with elbows at 90 degrees, and you're just going to bring your elbows in together, touch the tins together. If you can't get them in, just again, do as far as you can. So we're going to go there, and we're going to go 1. This one's quite hard. 2, with the tins, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. You could do half and half. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How was that? I'm just going to put these down. Next one we're going to do some balance. Now, if you can't do, sorry, it's just a dog, be quiet. Right, if you can't walk, if you find it difficult walking, then I would suggest that you just practice balancing like this. It's quite good to do this throughout the day as well, just to practice balancing. But because balance is usually, or overbalancing usually happens when you're walking or doing something, it's unlikely that people overbalance when they're standing still. And people don't tend to stand on one leg. Is we're going to do walking. Most of you have done this before. We're going to start with the right leg. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then the left leg comes up. If you're confident with your balance, walk backwards, 1, 2, 3, and then the right leg comes up. So you always start with the leg that's up. If you're unconfident about walking backwards, just turn round, start with your left leg, and go 1, 2, 3, and then turn around again. Be careful turning around though, because that's a bit of an overbalance hazard. We're going to try and do, I'm going to try and count, do this 12 times. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3. The good thing about doing 10 reps is that I've got 10 fingers. I haven't got 12 fingers. Up. So you always start with the leg that's up in the air. So you're not hopping about from foot to foot. Back, 2, 3, up. I think that's 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this will be number 5. One hand. 1, 2, 3. Oh, concentrate. 1, 2, 3. Doing the other hand now. Back, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't mind some feedback on these exercises. 1, 2, 3. This specific exercise, do you find it easier, more difficult, more useful than what we used to do with the clock? This is number 9. The track on the white album that I really didn't like. 1, 2, 3, 10. This is 1, 2, 3, 11. I should take my socks off and start counting on my toes. 3. And then last one. 1, 2, 3. Make it a good one. Back, 2, 3. Up we go. Very good. Feedback. This is good. I thought my balance was pretty good, but this is challenging. Oh, I'm so glad, Sue. We like challenging. Good. Right. Now, we're going to use the band and do a bicep curl. Now, if you don't have a band, you could use a tin and just hold the tin. I'm going to do the band because you can alter the tension, as I said before. I'm going to go back a bit. The top of my head's disappearing. So you want to stand on the band, anchor your elbow into your waist, hold the band, but hold it so that, have the tension so that when it's your forearm is at 45 degrees, you're having to use your bicep to keep your arm there. If you relax, it would plonk down. Might be a bit stiff, this one. If you're using the tins, still anchor your elbow, and you just, when you do a bicep curl, it's just your forearm that moves. I've seen people doing this. You see them doing this on the telly. That's exercising your shoulder, not your bicep. Okay, so 12 of each. Off we go. You're just closing your arm. 1, sort of closing your elbow. 2, 3, nice and slow and controlled. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because your muscles get used to doing stuff, technical term, when you're exercising to keep getting a benefit, you need to keep progressing, making things a bit more challenging. And that's why the bands are good, because you can alter the tension, as I said. When you're doing an exercise, we'll start now. 1, you should feel, to begin with, shouldn't feel too bad. But by the time you're getting to 9, you should be thinking, I'll be glad when this is over. I think that's 6, 7, 8, 9. It's getting a bit hard for me now. 10, 11, 12. So yes, so by the time you get to the end number of reps, you should be quite glad that you've reached number 12. Oh yes, I like this next one. Right, we're doing the squats for our gluteus maximus, but you've also got gluteus medius and minimus, which are more at the side. And those are the muscles that we need strengthening, because they sort of stop your knees doing this. If you're going out for a country walk, they're the one that you need to get over the stile. You see a lot of people not able to do that. You just need all 3 of the muscles. So this one, like this one, it hurts, so I feel as if I'm getting benefit from it. And mine are quite weak, actually. So you're just going to hold on, and you're just going to lift your leg out to the side with your toe pointing forward. Don't turn it like that. If it was your arm, it would just be going like that. And we're just going to go, we're going to do 12 on one. I used to do sort of rocking. I'm going to do 12 on one side and 12 on the other. And don't kick your feet up, and don't use gravity to let them down. So 1, do it at my speed. 2, the temptation is 3, to let your leg down too soon. 4, just hold it up there a couple of seconds. 5, just to engage these muscles. 6, 7, try not to lean to the other side to compensate. 8, 9, see, it's getting a bit hard now. 10, 11, 12. Whoa, I did that, but also I could feel it on the static leg as well, which obviously doing that helps strengthen the leg that's not moving. Right, other side, standing up nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. Oh, 1, oh, I hurt there a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You notice I can't lift this leg as high as the other one. 8, and muscles on this side are obviously weaker. 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, because I'm very kind, I'm just going to read what's being said. Because I'm very kind, I'm going to let you sit down in a minute. Oh, right. I don't know why you lost me, Diane. Did anybody else lose me? Nobody else has complained. Right. Yes, I'm going to let you sit down. So, you need your band. And actually, I was trying this before. Let me get the tins. If you don't have a band, you might like to do this. Sit at the front, legs out, toes back, same as you were before. But have your hands here and just pull back as if you were rowing. Okay? But the band is more effective probably because you can alter the tension. So put your feet out, well, loop the band around your feet on the instep. Walk your hands down the band a bit so as you've got a good bit of tension. Sitting nice and straight, and you're just going to move your arms back. I'm just going to come around here to show you. Your heels never leave the ground. I've seen people try and do this with lifting their heels up. It's impossible. Right, you're sitting nice and straight, and it's only your arms that move. Sitting as far as you can forward without falling off the chair. And we're just going to pull your arms back. You don't lift them at all. They are lifting. They're lifted a bit with the tins, but not with the bands. Just pull them back. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then down. So it's only your arms that move. 2, your torso doesn't move. 3, your heels don't move. 4, your feet are only there to anchor the band. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well done. Right. I don't need the band anymore. Last thing we do before we go into the high intensity is we're going to do 10 more squats. Whether you're doing them holding onto the back of the chair, doing the standing ones, doing smaller squats, it's up to you. Whether you want to do 1 or 2, it's up to you. We're going to do 12. Okay, so adopt the position, bottom out, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well done. If you did both the sessions, both of the reps, you've done 24 squats today. You could easily do that morning and evening during the week. Right. we're going to end now with the high intensity interval training, which is 3 20-second sessions of running as fast as you can on the spot. If you can't do this, you can do it in the chair. Arms go tiny, tiny little steps, hardly moving off the carpet at all, but as fast as you can. Arms are going, but they won't go the same speed as your legs. Don't hunch your shoulders. Don't know what else to tell you. If you're in the chair, you can do it this way. You don't get the same benefit, but it still will make you puff and pant a bit. If you've got any problems, well, with your knees, if you've got problems with your knees, you could do the punching if you wanted, but legs is better. Yeah, so if you've got any problems breathing, long COVID, heart problems, worried about anything, don't do it. If you start getting chest pain, don't do it. If you get breathless, that's okay. You're supposed to get breathless like I am now. Okay, so so you go on your marks, get set, go. Oh. 17, 18, 19, 20. Have a rest. We're going to have a 40-second rest. Oh, I don't know why. I wonder why it's doing this. I don't know why the sound is going or why things are going. Let me make sure I'm plugged in. Right, we've got another 10 seconds before we go again. Nearly there. 3, 2, 1, off you go. $17, $18, $19, $20. Have a rest. Just to talk about Buy Me a Coffee for a moment. You know, there's a facility, there's a link in the comment section to Buy Me a Coffee, which if you've enjoyed the class, you can buy me a coffee. Buy Me a Coffee have stopped their association with PayPal, and they're now with Stripe. And I don't know, some of you may not want to sign up to Stripe. I'm not sure how it works, because obviously I've never had to buy myself a coffee. So I don't know whether you need to sort of sign up to Stripe and do it. But if any of you are finding it difficult, I know some of you are, let me know. We're going to go again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Last one. $17, $18, $19, $20. Yes, so I don't know what to do about this Buy Me a Coffee. I don't know what to do. But just to say, it's not with PayPal anymore. If you wanted to know more about fitness generally, or you want to get in contact with me, my Over 50 Fitness Facebook page is a good way to do that. I mean, there's lots of ways you can do it. You can email me. Some of you have my email address. You can message me through Buy Me a Coffee. But my Over 50 Fitness Facebook page, there's a link under the comments section as well. Some people said they couldn't find the link. If you open up this video on YouTube, it should be underneath in the comments section. Sometimes it's not there, but if you click on something, just click around and it usually appears on comments or something. That's all. And also the last Friday of the month, we're going to do a Zoom session, and it's going to be on diet and food. Diet in the widest sense of the word, not in the diet to lose weight sort of sense of the word. But somebody asked if I would talk about diet, and me being me and having a bee in my bonnet, I'll be talking about low carbohydrate diet, and explaining that and extolling its virtues and listening to what you have to say. Hope none of you are nutritionists or doctors. It's my worst nightmare. Anyway, you should be fairly, I think the last Friday is the 25th, by the way. You should be fairly okay now. And we're going to go into the stretching. So, need the chair. Calf stretch as usual. Front leg bent, back leg straight. Both feet pointing in the same direction. Heel on the floor, leaning forward. And you should feel the stretch up your calf and sort of almost behind your knee. And then gently bend your back knee. Your heel comes off the floor when you do that, but if you put a little bit of weight on that leg, you should feel the stretch moving down your calf into your lower calf muscle and your Achilles. And then switch. I must have been talking a lot today. It's 11:45. Same on the other side, legs straight, feet pointing the same direction, lean forward. And then bend your back knee, heel comes off the ground, stretch moves down into your lower leg and Achilles. Okay? Right, we're going to stretch the quadriceps muscles because we've been using those quite a lot. Traditional way, if you want to do it this way, is to hold static stretch, is to hold your ankle or your shoe or what have you, your foot, keep your knees together, standing up nice and straight. I know some of you can't do that, so the other way is to put your hands behind your back and see if you can kick your hands with your heel. Doesn't matter if you can't reach them, it's the action of doing this that stretches this muscle. If you're going to be static stretching, just hold that and I'll tell you when to swap legs. This is I keep saying this, I like this one because it exercises your hamstrings as well, the muscles on the back of your legs. So if you're doing the traditional one on one leg, swap legs, we'll keep doing this. Footballers do this to warm up. They do it in a more kicky way, don't they? I don't think I can do that. Shouldn't get above myself. Right, 3, 2, 1. Right, next one is a sitting down one. We're going to stretch the hamstrings. As I said, the big muscles at the back of your leg. Sitting forward in the chair, both knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees. Just going to move back slightly. Sitting up nice and straight. You can check that your posture is good by just putting your hands above your head. It's very difficult to slouch when your hands are above your head. One leg out straight, toe pulled back, and you're going to lean forward rather than collapsing down from the waist. You're going to lean forward from the hips. So it's like that. Remember, stretching should be challenging but not painful. I can feel this here, sort of halfway down the hamstring, almost into the calf. And then sitting up, repeat on the other side, forward you go, from the hips, not from the waist. Keeping your toe pulled back. Imagine you've got an eye in your chest and you're looking forward rather than looking at the floor. Oh, and then the final stretch for the legs. Going to sit sideways in the chair, but at the front of the chair as well. And one leg goes out. If you're sitting back a bit, the chair gets in the way a little bit. So your torso is nice and straight, and this leg is out as straight as it can be, or as far as it can be. It doesn't matter where it goes, as long as you're stretching this bit a bit. And then we're going to switch over and do the other side. Ooh. Okay. Oh, then we're standing up. Hands, arms at shoulder height. I'm still there. A brown paper envelope. Okay, I'll meet you at Waterloo Station, Prue. Hands at shoulder height. That's thrown me off, that has. Hands at shoulder height, palms facing forwards, around the tree, not like that, and then dip your head. Every time I do this and look down, I see stains on my carpet. And then if you can, interlink your fingers. And if you're interlinking your fingers, lift your arms up. If you can't interlink your fingers, just try, put your hands there if you want, if you can. Try and get your elbows together. Obviously, you won't be able to. If you can, interlink your fingers and then lift your arms up. Gives you a good stretch across your chest, because we need stretchy chests to stop us having that old stoop. I was looking at the Queen the other day, actually, on the television. She doesn't come around for tea, but she's very, very stooped now, isn't she? Mind you, I suppose she is 95, so I suppose that's all right. Okay, last few. Oh, sitting, you can sit down, don't use the back, support yourself, and we're going to just put your head down like that. Just look at the floor. More stains on the carpet. Put your hand on your crown. Don't push. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down, but don't actively push. And then bring your head up. I'm going to add a new one now. I don't like doing this, but I think it's quite good for me. Just look at the ceiling. Oh, I do have problems with my neck. And then bring your head back to normal. And then just turn your head to the right. Bring it back to the center and turn it to the left. And then bring it back to the center. Now we're going to do the PNF. Turn it to the left. Take your right hand, put it against your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center, but resist. Get that tension going in your neck, and then release, and you should be able to turn it a little bit further. And then bring it back to the center. Turn it to the right. Put your hand, left hand against the left hand side of your face. Try and turn your head back to the center. Resist with your hand. Create the tension. Fight, 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 fight. And then resist and see if you can turn it a little bit more. And bring it back to the center. Thank you very much. I'm sorry it went off. I don't know why it went off. It didn't give me any signal here that it was going off. So I hope it was your internet and not my internet. Yes, so Prue, I'll meet you under the clock at Westminster, where I hope you'll give me a brown envelope stashed full of lolly. Okay, bye. See you next Wednesday.